I need to hit record. Okay, it is recording now. Let me talk a little bit about me. I'm about to sign my 4th contract with VIPKid in January, so I've been here a while, but I also do this super part-time, so I haven't really taught that many classes considering how long I've been here. It's been really interesting to see how much VIPKid has grown in that time, though, because it has changed so much. I'm not a mentor for VIPKid, so don't think that things that I say are coming straight from VIPKid. This is completely independent from them. When I started with VIPKid, it was just to pay off debt, and my husband and I have been able to pay off a ton of debt. My VIPKid paycheck actually goes directly to debt each month, so we don't even see it, which is kind of depressing, but it's also really nice to get some of that paid down. When I started with Google Slides, well, even before that, when I first started with VIPKid, I really didn't want to spend a lot of money on props. I was kind of being stingy. I stole things from my kids' rooms, and for the most part, I was finding pictures on my phone and just holding them up to the camera for most of my props. It never, in my mind, I never ever thought that I would add them to a Google slideshow and do it that way. That thought never crossed my mind. Then it was a build a jack-o'-lantern reward. Some of you might have seen it come around again this Halloween, but last Halloween I made it and I shared it in a group, and one of the old admins asked me, hey, is it okay if I add this to the Google Slides group? And I was like, I have no idea what you're talking about, but sure, go for it. Add it to the Google Slides group. And it was probably another 6 months or so before I really started using Google Slides and realized, oh my gosh, if I save all the pictures that I'm holding up on my phone, if I save them to a Google Slideshow instead, then I won't have to take up all that space on my phone. I can just open the Google Slideshow and show it that way. So it really changed how I taught a lot, and I really love it. Sorry. So on today's agenda, these are some of the questions that people asked in the form that you filled out when you registered for the Zoom session. These are some of the questions that people asked. What is ManyCam and how do I get it? What can I do with ManyCam? And then the major one is, how do I set up Google Slides to work with ManyCam? That's our biggest focus today, since this is for the Google Slides group. And then at the end, I'll take some question and answers. There's going to be a lot of information thrown at you. This is being recorded, so you can watch it back. You can take notes if you want, whatever you need to do. It might be kind of hard for you to do it at the same time I'm doing it, but that might work for you fine too. Okay, so ManyCam is a webcam software that allows you to enhance your classroom by adding things to your video feed. So rather than holding up pictures and stuff, you can actually put it right on your screen with your video. One of the questions was, what are the specifications? What are the system requirements for ManyCam? So this is straight from the ManyCam website. You need something above Windows 7. You need an i3 processor, but I've had a lot of people say they can't do it with an i3 processor. You need something faster than that. So an i5 or greater is preferred. My computer has an i5 processor, and you need at least 2 gigabytes of RAM. You can do this on a Mac. Most people who have a Mac choose to use CamTwist instead, but you can do this on a Mac. I know nothing about Mac though, so I can't really help you too much there, but it's the same kind of process. I just don't know about the Mac platform. These are the current prices for ManyCam. These are just, let me delete these real quick so you can see. The standard, the studio, and the premium. There is a free version. You can get the free version, but the biggest part of the free version that I don't like is across the bottom of your screen, it will say ManyCam, and I didn't want to have a watermark like that. And also there's a few things that you can't do on the free version that I am going to show you today. So the thing that you actually need is the standard version. I have the studio version because I green screen. That's the biggest difference there. So the standard version is all you need for the slides. It's $27 a year, but you can also choose the lifetime version, which I think I don't know. I haven't looked at it. It's been a while since I bought mine, so I'm not sure what the prices are there. But standard is all you need for Google Slides. I had initially bought the standard, and then I decided that I wanted to green screen because of the position my classroom was. My background was not working for me, so I went ahead and upgraded to the studio so I could use my green screen. Okay, another question was, what can I do with ManyCam? So I'm going to show you real quick just a couple of things using my camera. So this is how you can show slides using your camera. So you have me. This is formatted a little. Oh no. I accidentally green screened myself here. The camera is different. The camera is not switching it. I don't know why the camera is not switching it. I don't know why it's backwards. Megan, why is it backwards? Do you know? Okay. I don't know why it's backwards. That might cause some issues later. I've never seen it do that before. Oh, Zoom flips the camera. Can I have Zoom unflip the camera? Just a second. I'm sorry. Like I said, I've never hosted a Zoom before. Zoom video enable. Oh, there we go. Good? Is it good now? Yes. Has all of my screen sharing been like that? Okay, we'll just we'll go like this. Okay, so this is how I can easily share my slides. So this is now coming through. So if I was in the classroom, this would be coming through through that way. Also on ManyCam, that these are not slide things. I just wanted to show you this too because I know that a lot of people wanted to know everything that you can do with ManyCam. You can use objects. So I have a lot of different objects that I've downloaded. So for instance, I have, this morning I did a unit assessment, and you know at the beginning of a unit assessment, it always says, do you want Meg or Mike? And everybody doesn't know what to do with that screen. Well, I actually put Meg or Mike on my screen, whoever they choose. I have them kind of hang out with us and go through the assessment with us. You can also do things like when we sing our song, I put a microphone in front of my face and I sing la 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 when we sing our unit songs and stuff like that. I also do a couple of different rewards with this. So if I had a student who really liked dinosaurs, let's say, then I can add, oh, you get a dinosaur. Oh, you get another dinosaur. Oh, you get another dinosaur. And just keep adding dinosaurs as as they get stars and as they go through the lesson. You can use welcome and goodbye slides. So a lot of people have seen people post these on the Facebook feed and not really understood what to do with that. So what you could do with that is using ManyCam. I open this, I put this over my face when I first open my camera, and I leave it there until so if I get there like 30 seconds early, then I put this on and they can see that for the first 30 seconds before I turn it on. Or a goodbye slide. I usually do my feedback between classes, so I can throw my goodbye slide up there and be good to go. ManyCam Effects. So there's also they have like face accessories, which now the VIPKid app has a lot of these, but I still like using these ones because there's a little more. So we have like Spider-Man masks, I have dog masks, I have pig masks, lots of animal ones. My most favorite one to use, and I use this the most with slides, when I play a teacher versus student reward game. If the student gets more points than I do, then I always throw up these tears and I pretend, oh my gosh, I can't believe you got so many points and I didn't. I also use that a lot of times when I say goodbye at the end. I pretend to be so sad that they're leaving, which that's not really pretending. A lot of times I am sad that they're leaving. And the final thing is the green screen. If you get the studio version, then you can green screen. So this makes it really, really easy for me to change my background quick. I can at the end of the lesson, when I give them their 5th star, I'm like, you got all the stars. And I change to have this background with the stars. And you can also change, I mean, you can change it to anything. I have some backgrounds. My computer is going really slow right now. I have some backgrounds that are, where did they go? Oh, there they are. I have some fall ones that I was using for the fall, and I haven't really downloaded any Christmas ones yet. I guess it's time to get on that now. Ooh, that kind of looks nice with my shirt. I forgot that was so orange. Okay, I'm going to now talk about how to set this up. Most of you were wanting it on one monitor. I actually do have 2 monitors, so let me open up everything real quick. So this is what my screen would look like during class. Just a second, and I will show you. And my planner, gotta have the planner open. Okay, let me share. I don't think I can. So the screen that you're seeing right now is this is my main monitor. So it has the classroom on it, and that's often all that is on this screen. I have it big, I have it small, I can do it that way. I could also, since I have 2 monitors, this is where on my second monitor, is it showing my second monitor now? I don't know if I think it's showing the second monitor, maybe?
Yep, second monitor.
Okay, thank you. It's showing the second monitor. So on my second monitor is where I have my slides open and where I have my planner open. So really that just helps me be able to see everything. I can see everything all at once, but it's totally not necessary. The only reason I switched to having 2 monitors is because I started green screening and I needed to see ManyCam open all the time. But you actually don't have to have ManyCam open at all if you're just using it for slides. Okay, I am going to show now how you're going to set up everything to use this for Google Slides. So the first thing that I would do is I would open my planner, which I already have this open on my other screen. I don't know how many of you use the planner, but it's really helpful when you have a lot of classes in a row. So I'm going to go ahead and open my planner, and I'm going to open all the slides that I need for my class, for my first class. I'll just do one class at a time here. So I would open it. It opens it in a new tab, and then I'm also going to open the props. So this is my props and my reward for this first lesson that I have. I'm going to now, okay, I don't know, some of you don't know, some of you I know I've helped people do this before. You can actually separate the tabs. You don't have to have all your tabs on one bar. So I'm going to pull out my planner. I don't want it to be on there. So I'm pulling out the planner and I'm minimizing it. I'm getting rid of it. I don't need it right now. I don't need it while I'm teaching class. So the only things I need open during class are my rewards, my props, and my actual classroom. So now I'm going to make this as small. First, I'm going to start with my classroom. So I'll minimize this and I will go into VIPKid, which I already have it open. And I'm going to open a classroom just for now so I can see about the size that I need it. So initially, your VIPKid classroom is probably full screen. It's open all the way, but you don't really need all that space. You need to have more space for your slides and stuff. So I am going to minimize this, and I'm going to make it as small as I can while still being able to see everything. I obviously don't want to make it this small because that's going to be hard to see, hard to read the tips and all that stuff. So if I open it up a little bit, this gives me maybe a little bigger. This gives me what I need. I can see everything that I need here. So I'm going to go ahead and exit the classroom now. I don't want to just hang out there. Okay, now I'm going to open back up those slideshows that I have. So here are the slideshows that I have, but I now need to make them small too. So I'm going to minimize them, which is restore down. And I'm going to shrink it to take up that half of the screen that I hadn't used, which it looks like I need to make this a little bit smaller, which it'll be fine. I can see it. I can see it okay. So now I have both of these things here. You're probably thinking, what? I can't see that. That's no good. So I can click down on this arrow right here, and I can click presenter view, which is the same as present. It opens this screen. We don't want this screen. We can just exit out of the screen. So now I have this. It's ready to go. I can flip through my slides. And then I'm also going to do the same thing to my rewards. I'll exit out of the screen again. Okay, so now I can, without the student knowing, easily click back and forth between my rewards and my props. I would just do that when the camera is just on me. Okay, so now when you guys open ManyCam for the first time, my ManyCam has a ton. I already have a bunch of presets because I've used it so much. So I'm just gonna scroll over. This is what yours would look like when you first open ManyCam. It has all these blanks down here and you don't know what to do with them. So the first preset that I would use is just me. I want it to just be me. So I would add to this. So you just push the plus sign and then you choose whatever webcam. So this top webcam is my external webcam. So I'm going to choose that. So now I have this video set. It hasn't set up my green screen, so I lost my pretty background, but that's okay. We'll go with just our green screen. So this is what I would use if I was just teaching. Well, I would have the green screen, but you guys have your backgrounds if you're not green screening. So this is what you, this is just normal teaching. We're just going through the lesson. I'm not showing any slides. Nothing's happening. Our second one now is where we're going to set it up to where it shows the picture in picture. You might have seen that referred to as PIP on there. So picture in picture. So we're going to select it. Just a second. Let me move it slightly. I'm going to select it and I'm going to choose desktop. Now, some of you, if you just get the standard version, you won't have the custom area or on the free version. So you have to have the studio version in order, or I'm sorry, you have to have at least the standard version to do this custom area. If you have the free version, you can't do it this way. So I'm going to choose custom area. And when I choose custom area, this box comes up somewhere. Oh, I have to change to it. Just a second. This box is going to come up right here. And anything that's under this box is what's showing on my video feed now. So I don't want that to show on my video feed. I have to move my box and position it on top of my slides. Oops. Position it on top of my slides, just like this. So the reason that there's a black bar, a lot of people ask about the black bar on the top and the bottom. It's just because ManyCam in the classroom have different resolutions. And it's really, I mean, there are ways to change it, but it doesn't bother me. So I just leave my black bars there. They don't bother me. Okay, now to keep with VIPKid wants you to always be on the screen. I don't ever want to not be there. So I'm going to add a layer to this now. So I say add new layer. And in this layer, I am going to put my camera. So there I am again. So now I have the slides and then I have me. This you can actually change to be any size you want. So I can shrink it down small. If I wanted to, a lot of people do it. Instead, they make them be like half the screen, and then they make the slides. Oops, the slide. Why is it not selecting? They make the slides be half the screen and then be half the screen, or however you want to do it. There's lots of ways that you can do it. I just make the slides be big and me be small, but down here, which is really helpful with my my green screen lets me do a transparent background here. So then I kind of blend into the slides. It's like I don't, unless I click on my hair. Don't click on your hair because then your hair turns into the background. We'll turn that off now. Okay, so a lot of people will, instead of over here, I have my slides and my props. I have my slides and thanks Megan for laughing at me. I have my slides and my props here. I can switch back and forth. A lot of people don't want to do it like that. So they break this down into two different ones. And they set up a whole new, they shrink both of these down. And they have them one on top of each other like this. And then they make, instead of just one preset for their props, then they have 2 presets for their props. So they can show it on 2 different presets like that. It's really up to you and just kind of what you prefer to do it, however you prefer to do it. I like having them together because that's how I've always done it, and because it takes up less space on my screen. So that's always a good thing. Okay, now, some people don't know how to change the change between feeds. So if you're noticing right now, the easiest way for me to change between feeds down here is I can just push cut, and it just switches to the next one. Whatever my next one is, it just switches there real fast, which is great, but there's no room on my screen. I have so much on my screen already. There's not really room for that. So there's this new thing called hotkeys. So if you go into your settings and you go down here to hotkeys, hotkeys let you change by using keyboard shortcuts instead. So if I turn this global to on, or you can turn it, you can do transition or cut. So transition, it slowly changes between your feeds, and cut just quickly changes, which I use cut. So for me, I think I actually changed this. It might not say this for you. I changed it to be Alt and then whatever number the preset is. So now if I minimize ManyCam, I don't even have to have it open. I don't have to see it at all. I just put Alt 1 and there is my teaching preset. I can click Alt 2. There is my slides. I can click Alt 3. There's my, well, that was stars, but I changed it to be fall. I can change between all of them just by pushing Alt 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. However many feeds you have, you can switch between it that way. You don't even have to you don't have to use ManyCam to do that. What have I not covered? Okay, so if you go into a classroom now, when you go into your settings, you have to make sure that it chooses your the ManyCam camera. So when you go to camera, it's going to give you the choice to either choose your ManyCam camera or your webcam camera. Sometimes it's really hard to tell when you just glance at it which one it does. So I check every time. However, for me, it's really easy to tell if I open my screen, if I open my camera and it looks like, uh-oh, it's not opening. Okay, well, if I open my camera and it doesn't show my green screen background, then I know it's the wrong camera. It would just be a green screen instead. Okay, I think that I covered how to set up slides and everything. Do you guys have questions? Are there questions about any of that? Maybe. Looks like Megan and Jackie have answered a lot of them here. No questions. One new question. Make sure your camera is off if you need to change cameras while in the classroom. Yes, okay, yes.
Any tricks on organizing your objects so you can find them quickly?
Yeah, so I really don't have a ton of objects, but I've made different folders. So I have a kid, Momo, he really likes Spider-Man. So anytime I find Spider-Man stuff, I can add it here, which honestly, I don't know why I didn't just call that folder Spider-Man instead of Momo. It must have just been the day that I set it up. I also have all of my, this is to build a snowman. So it slowly builds Olaf. So I put all of those in. I put all those in at the same time. Have I ever had a parent comment about looking around at all the different screens? To be honest, right now I have my Zoom stuff up on my second monitor, and that normally would not be the case. So normally it's not as obvious. Normally I don't look at my second monitor at all because I'm looking at, I can see it on my ManyCam screen. So I don't have to look at my second monitor at all. It's all here for me. Have you ever, I have a few folders like butterfly stars, but I definitely use, oh yeah, there's also the favorite function. So if there's something that I like a lot, oh, I have one that's for weather here that I use for weather. If there's something that you like a lot, like I put my Spider-Man one, you can add a little heart here. And then he's there. I just realized I have this four set, my preset 4. Sometimes if I have, like yesterday I taught a class for Momo and I used these Spider-Man ones instead of Google Slides reward. Shh, don't tell anybody. I use my ManyCam ward instead. So I actually set up a preset that had all of these Spider-Man ready to go already before class. So if it was going to change for something else, then I would change this preset to add all the effects that I would need for that class, which is it takes kind of a little bit to do that, but not too bad. I got those Build a Snowman ones from the Digital Effects group. They have a big file, and I actually think Megan shared a lot of that same file in our files recently. So she shared a lot of those.
Yes, I did.
Okay. Have you found a way to make ManyCam smaller? This is as small as it goes, unfortunately. I wish that it would be smaller too. Oops. That is why the hotkeys are so helpful.
Can I make suggestions to people?
Go for it, Eric.
So I'm a technician, and I've been using ManyCam for about a month, and it works great. One issue I encountered, which it took me a day to research, and I finally fixed it, Logitech software and ManyCam will fight for the resources on a computer. Use the drivers only, don't use Logitech software.
Yes,
then you get it flickering fast, and it won't be able to work.
Yes, I've actually heard that too. So that's like a common problem with ManyCam is you get into the classroom and it's flashing and you don't know why it's flashing. That's what Eric said. It's because you downloaded the software for Logitech, the Logitech camera. And so Logitech and ManyCam are fighting over who gets to use the camera, basically is what's happening.
If people need help, I'm Mac and I'm Apple certified and Microsoft certified. So if they message me, I'll be more than happy to help them out. I can remote 2 computers. I'm in Florida, so it's no problem. But that's a very common issue that people have run into.
Good.
Hey, you might want to add too that, I mean, we're specifically talking about external cams, so, right? Because I mean, your built-in cam, you might not have the issue, but if you're having the issue and you've got an external cam, just uninstall the webcam software. Yeah. And thank you, Eric. That's awesome. Thanks.
Okay, Jill, you asked how the planner helps you go from class to class quickly. So now let's say I am done. I'm done with my first class. So how did I even get here? Where am I? Library? Okay. I'm done with my first class. So I would open up my planner for my second class and I would open my new props and I would open my new rewards and I would minimize this a little bit. Okay, now I can drag these right over here. Drag them right over here. Exit out of my first ones because I don't need those. I'm done with that class. And now I have my next 2 classes ready to go instantly from the planner. All I did was drag them over. So they're in the tab that's already set up for my picture-in-picture.
Hey, can I tell you a little trick too?
Yes.
Do you have your planner up still?
Yes.
Open it. Okay. So highlight 2 cells. Just select 2 cells. Hold Shift key down.
Right.
Wait, you're on a Windows. Control Enter.
Yeah, if you hit Control Enter, then that's going to open both of them at the same time. So.
Yes, Control Enter, and I think on Mac is Option Enter. Yeah, so you can open them, or you can right click them too and open all links. But I use that keyboard shortcut all the time. If you or Alt Enter,
I was like, that's not working. I don't know.
Sorry.
Yeah, so if you hit Alt Enter, then it would actually open both of them at the same time and make it go even faster.
Mm-hmm.
Keyboard shortcuts are great for going quickly between class. Amy, do the accessories come on ManyCam or do you upload them? Oh, did somebody get that? If you go to the ManyCam website, let me just open this real quick. ManyCam Effects. Okay, I can't spell obviously, but if you search ManyCam Effects and it goes here, and you can search for pretty much any kind of effect that you want. There's lots of Christmas ones that have recently been added. There are a lot that are very specific to VIPKid because so many VIPKid teachers use ManyCam now. So I can even search for dino, and some dinos will come up, some dress dinos, some dino dollars. There's so many things that have already been
That is awesome.
Specific for
when I was using ManyCam, I think back in like October, November, there was nothing for VIPKid. Yeah. That's so awesome. You just searched dino?
I just searched dino, and all the stuff for dino came up. And this dino dollar thing is really neat for when I am doing Jeopardy. I use dino dollars for Jeopardy. So I can just say, oh, yes, you got it right. You got $100, and just keep adding more and more money. So that's a great one for that. Is that an issue on HP? I don't know what. Maybe we answered that already. Whoa, I'm like way behind.
Oh, you're good. You're fine.
Okay.
No, there's not many questions. There was one question about adding the reward slides to ManyCam. So, but yeah, you can touch on that. But I mean, she showed it earlier. Just you're screen sharing them. You're not adding them to ManyCam.
Yeah, I'm not actually adding them to ManyCam. I'm just screen sharing it. So I'm just sharing part of my screen onto my camera. How do you duplicate the money? Yeah, if you hit Control. So the first one, it just goes, and they changed this. It used to you just clicked it again and it would add another one. But with the recent update, you have to hit Control and then add it. And then you can see down here, it added more, but it adds them right on top of each other. So then you have to move them. Kind of a pain. I don't know why they changed it to be like that, but that's what they did. Any other questions? You're welcome.
Can I ask a question? It's too hard to type it all out.
Yes.
I want to upgrade to get chroma key just so I can be transparent in my picture-in-picture, but I still like having my own background. Is that possible?
I'm going to say no.
Okay. I didn't think so.
My background has to be, which my camera has kind of been bumped a little bit. Your background has to be a solid color because that's how chroma key
works.
Yeah.
Okay. I figured that. I just thought maybe I'd ask. Thanks.
Right. Yeah. A lot of people say that the lighting is like super important with green screening, which is definitely true. It is important, but I think the camera is more important than the lighting. When I had a ton of lights to make my green screen work, and then I got a new external camera and I got to get rid of all of my lights. So to me, it was more the camera. And I think it looks pretty good. It's daytime right now, so that's weird to be in my classroom during the day. Okay. Are there any other questions? I think I covered quite a bit, I hope. Maybe. Whoa, my computer is flashing. Okay. Okay, well, if that's all and there aren't any other questions, you feel free to message me on Facebook if you do have any more questions. This recording will be put into the where is it, Megan? The slide finder guide?
Yeah. No, the link. And just FYI, guys, in the slide guide, there's a slide, and it has a hyperlink to our YouTube playlist that we have all our recorded Zooms on. So if you're wanting to learn anything about, Cam Twist or just beginners Google Slides, you go to the slide guide, and it's on. I don't remember the slide number, but you'll see it on the table of contents.
Okay.
Megan, did your latest planner tutorial ever get posted on there?
Yeah, the one from this version or
the newest version?
I think that I don't know. It should be on, but if not, go ahead.
Yep. I think you told me something got messed up. It didn't record, so you were going to try to record it.
I can't remember if I did a Zoom after we launched the new planner.
I don't think there has been one since.
I don't think there has been either. But we are having one in January.
You didn't record it.
I don't think I recorded. But anyways, it's not in there. I guess not. But there is a playlist on YouTube that you can watch, and it breaks it down by tab. So, but we'll have another one in January. Just look in the event section in our Facebook group. So.
Okay. Thank you all for coming. I hope that that helped you a little bit, at least feel a little more comfortable getting started with ManyCam. I know it's a little bit intimidating at first, but just take it slow. Just do one thing at a time. I used to just use it for slides, and then now I use objects and effects and green screen and everything. So just take it slow. Don't rush into it. You'll be great. Thank you guys.
All right. So Christina.
Yeah.
I think, did you hit the record? Yep, you did. Okay, cool. I see it recording there. All right, cool. Hey, awesome job. Oh man, I missed seeing ManyCam in action.
Do I push stop recording? No.
Yeah, hit